I'm usually better at that. There we go.
Hey, there it is.
Hi, guys.
ASMR.
You will know
Okay.
it's time for the show to begin when you hear the bottle whistle. Welcome, everybody,
Has
to
that
Cranked
ever
and
been
Ranked.
a thing?
It should be. That was like back in the day when you'd have those storybook records.
Yeah.
You will know it's
Yeah.
time to turn the page when you hear the chimes ring like this. Meow. I think I had a Gremlins one that they sold like little 7-inch Gremlins storybook records. At, I think it was Hardee's, and you go to buy food and you could pay to get a 7-inch record. And I think that one was something like, you'll know it is time to turn the page when you hear Gizmo do this or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. But like I had a lot of those growing up. This storybook records. Anyway, hi. We're not ranking
yo.
storybook records on today's episode. This is Cranked and Ranked 1984. 1984. That's a David Bowie song. Not made in 1984. So, and there is a David Bowie album that came out in 1984, but it's not. I think there is one, but it's not. I don't think it's one that I'm that into. Anyway, so clearly not included on this list. This is our top 10 favorite albums of 1984, Cranked and Ranked, and just so everybody knows out there, remember I use the word favorite because these are just our opinions. I don't know what Eddie's going to pick. He doesn't know what I'm going to pick. I'm willing to bet both of us are going to have a couple albums, 2 in particular for sure. I know that we're both going to have probably 3, maybe even 4. But either way, these are our top 10 favorite albums of 1984. I was thinking about it too, because I was thinking about the other years that we've done. And like just in a couple years, I feel like my top 10s of certain years would shift and add and subtract different albums. So I'm like, once we get to a point where we're done with all the years we feel like doing, we just start over from the first one we ever did. Because I think for both of us, we will have discovered or developed a love for something. Because like literally, if we had done 1984 like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
there's a couple albums on here I don't think I would have put on here.
And you know something? Like one of the episodes that haunts me is the 1990 episode. Because
Is it the Annihilator thing?
no,
Was that one?
That was 1992.
Okay.
The one that really haunts me is leaving Scatterbrain's "Here Comes Trouble" off of my 1990 one.
Yeah.
That pissed me off because that's like a top 5.
Well, there's no end in sight for Cranked and Ranked, so I have a feeling
No.
we're going to have a chance to come back around. Because at this point, we've only got a couple of years of the 80s left, I think.
Yeah, I think we've got. I think it's just the early chunk of the 80s left now.
And then a little bit of 90s, a little bit of 70s, and then, we'll go into the 2000s, but I don't know how far we're necessarily, because we're going to get to a point where it's just like, 2 or 3 albums we love, and then we arbitrarily picked 7 more albums in order to like make a top 10 or whatever.
If we find ourselves in a tough spot, we could maybe start like clumping years together, where it would be like I think we've only done 2000.
Yes. I was just thinking that maybe once we wrapped them up, we can take on the task of like our top 10 of a decade. How fucking difficult will that be? Top 10 albums of the 90s? Only 10?
Yeah, that's
It's going to be murder.
yeah, that is atrocious.
Luckily today it's just 1984, which already had a shitload of albums. Like I as usual, I left off albums that I really like.
Yeah, me too.
Because I had to be honest with myself about what I actually love from 1984, and I whittled it down to 10. We'll I think I have a first in my thing, like a first kind of album that I've ever done for our top 10 kind of thing. Anyway, whatever.
I surprised myself with this year because I genuinely thought I knew more metal albums from 1984 than I actually do, and I came to realize that 1984 really is the beginning of my area of expertise, you know, with like, you know, thrash and glam really hitting its stride. But, and there's something kind of beautiful about this. I still have so much to discover.
Yeah.
But I can't help but feel a little bit embarrassed to where I'm like, did I really only barely scrape together about 15 albums from this year that I actually know well? You know, it's a weird feeling, me being the 80s guy and 1984 being such a year for metal albums that, you know, I find myself thinking, what the fuck happened here?
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of, I mean, you've got a lot of
Blame
time
86.
because I'm still discovering stuff now, you know, 20 years your senior. And you know, I'm still like, there's still, you know, some album, I'll hear a track from something and go, what the hell is this? Why have I not given this any attention yet? So, that I think, you know, that's why people like you and I are, you know, like everyone's like, what's the meaning of life? And like, I think for us, it's just listening to as much
Perpetually
music as possible.
discovering cool music.
Yeah. It's totally useless in the grand scheme of things, but that's what our lives are about.
If I haven't heard it, it's new to me.
And then we drink.
Yeah.
Brought
Dead
to
air.
you- not brought to you by Jarritos. Jarritos.
Brought to you by beer.
Beer.
God damn it, baby, you know I ain't lying to you. I'm only gonna tell you one time.
You will know
Beer good, Napster bad.
you will know it is time to turn the page when you hear David Lee Roth do. Like, imagine like every page he did that.
Whenever you hear Paul Stanley say, she's grabbing on to
Every once in a
my...
while, we like to get a little white. We like to take a taste of alcohol.
Yeah.
Very quotable man.
Yeah, but he really is. I've seen this clip of him, you know, being shared around and then like with varying reactions to it, where he's saying that they, you know, people who don't want to do Kiss cover bands have to like pay a license, you know, to do it, and they don't allow everybody to do it. And I'm just like, and some people are like, oh, it's fucking rich rock star. I'm like, well, think about it for a second. It's not just dudes going up and playing songs. They're literally
Dressing
pretending
as the
to be
guys.
them, and like literally like it's just it's like that's a little bit different than like, oh hey, we're an AC/DC tribute band and we all just wear jeans or whatever. You know, it's like they're literally putting on these designed face things and costumes. Like, I wouldn't expect anything else. Like why who? Because like, if that's their legacy. If that was my band, I would be really picky. As soon as I saw some Kiss cover band that was like total shit, I'd be like, cut that shit out. Stop it. That's my legacy. So I'm here for it. I'm here for Kiss making all the money because they've made me happy for most of my life.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll be talking about a Kiss album today on the top 10 albums of 1984. No, I don't have that sound effect, unfortunately. But so that's
okay.
I guess let's get it started because I'm all like, you know, 1984. I was 6? Yeah, I was 6 years old. Honestly, this is around the time that I started kind of choosing my own music as a 6-year-old. Because before it was like my older brothers had an album and I would hear it and go, oh, I like that one. Or like my favorite artist prior to being 6 years old was Michael Jackson, but you couldn't fucking escape Michael Jackson. So everybody knew Michael Jackson. It wasn't like I had to seek him out. Michael Jackson just came into everybody's lives.
I'm really into this really underground guy. You've probably not heard of him. He's called MJ.
Yeah. So, but 84 is when I remember first like paying attention to MTV and like seeing something on my own. Not only that, I believe this is around the time that there was also a music video show on Nickelodeon called Nick Rocks, and Nick Rocks played. I'm pretty sure Nick Rocks was the first place I saw Def Leppard. I saw the Photograph video
I'm sorry. As a long time Nickelodeon fanboy, how have I never heard of this?
I don't know. And I even remember the theme song to it. It was like a little computerized sounding song with a voice going, Nick rocks, pew! Nick rocks, pew!
This is like me all over. What the fuck? How have I never heard of this shit?
Yeah, that was a very important show. Short lived, if I remember right, but it was very important for me because I was one of those kids. I was literally like I was the right age for so many things that I thank my parents for boning when they did because I'm just thank you for the good timing.
Well, you know what? You're going to like this. This ties into today's episode because it first aired in 1984 right through to 1989.
Oh,
so
sweet.
Half the 80s it was there.
Nick rocks.
Nice.
Nick rocks. Anyway, it was, it's like one of those, what do you call the electronic sounding voice where it goes through the I don't know, whatever.
Talk box?
Maybe.
Vocoder?
But it's like a synthesizer sound, but it's a voice. Nick rocks. Anyway, sorry. Nick rocks.
Wow.
Anyway, so yeah, so I was like, this was the beginning of me like becoming who I am now. This is where just finding my own shit.
Sweet.
So a lot of these albums, I would say, okay, let me see, just a few of these albums were albums that I was actually listening to when I was 6. 2 in particular. So anyway, and you weren't born at all.
Nope.
So, and also
a mere twinkle in my dad's balls.
Also, at that point, your mom would have also have been a child. So
she would have been 8.
Yeah. So she had no business having any kids around then anyway. But here we are now, and here are our top 10 favorite albums of 1984, starting with number 10, Eddie Sparxx.
My number 10, and I'll be shocked if this isn't on your list, my number 10 is Judas Priest's Defenders of the Faith.
All right. You could be right, sir.
Well, this album, when I first got into Priest around 2011, for me, this was one of the go-to albums, and it jumps out of the speakers. It's extremely 80s production-wise, but it's got it at the same time. It's I always feel like the production has one foot in turbo, but the music is still very metal. Yeah, metal. Metal with no T.
Yeah. Well, they were like right in the middle of their era where they had like started writing more direct and to the point type songs along with their metal songs. So I mean,
right off the bat, I'd say, some albums have a 1-2 punch. This is a 1-2-3-4 punch. You got Freewheel Burning, Jawbreaker, Rock Hard Ride Free, and The Sentinel. Yeah. You want to talk about perfect album sides? What a kick-ass bunch of songs. Yeah. If they dropped that one side as an EP, that would be one of the greatest metal EPs ever released. Yeah. However, you flip that shit over, you get Love Bites, Eat Me Alive, Some Heads Are Gonna Roll, Night Comes Down, Heavy Duty, and Defenders of the Faith. Yep. And that is just 80s metal perfection. This album is one of my favorite Priest albums as well.
That's your number 10. Jesus Christ.
I know. It's one of those where on any one day it moves slots, but something had to be 10, and today it ended up being that. But bada boom, bada bing. When I'm thinking like 80s metal, it scratches that itch perfectly. When I'm thinking of 1984, I don't necessarily think of that album first.
Sure, yeah.
But when I do, it's like, yeah. So, with that, I mean, that's my number 10, Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith.
Cool.
Kicks ass.
Yeah. My number 10 is the other end of the spectrum. This was an album that I did listen to when I was 6 years old, and I still love it today. And this for those of you out there that are like, you know, the metal heads, you're going to be mad because this did take the place of metal albums that could have gone here, and this one is not metal. But my girl has to go here. Madonna, Like a Virgin, which is actually, now that I have a pretty good Madonna collection, and I know most of her albums very well. This is actually my favorite Madonna album, because like the number of really great memorable songs on this album, and I'm not even the hits, like Material Girl and Like a Virgin they're good, you know, 80s pop songs, but you know, this one also has Over and Over and Love Don't Live Here Anymore, Dress You Up, which was like a good, like, you know, live one for her. But it's really it's a really good album, and it is one of those albums. A lot of her albums are very interesting in the respect that people think of her as, well, she is like a pop songwriter, singer, and dancer, and so you expect her albums to be like, her first album is like 100% like a dance record all the way through, but album number 2, all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, there's like sad songs on here. There's more soulful type, well, you know, soulful for Madonna type stuff. So she was really like branching out as a songwriter and singer from album number 2. She was just like, I'm not going to be happy with just making dance records, although I still want to dance, because every fucking Madonna record has a song you can dance to on it, at least.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, this one was, you know, this album was an album that I loved musically when I was a kid, and I loved album cover wise when I was a kid. This was a very big awakening for me.
Yeah,
I would say
understandable.
Madonna was probably my first like major experience of how, like, what a crush felt like. I'd be like, why do I can't stop looking at her.
You know,
it really hasn't changed, guys.
You know, I've been thinking recently, because I've remembered it recently. I've been thinking about like what my first crush was. Straight up, it was Billie Piper from Doctor Who when I was a kid. Like, there's an episode. Funny.
Who did she play?
She played Rose Tyler.
Okay. So I'm sorry. So this is
the Doctor's companion.
Yes. Which is funny, because I had a little crush on the lady who played Sarah Jane Smith.
Elizabeth Sladen. Yeah,
I remember liking her when I was a kid.
Yeah. Hold on. It's specifically. I remember, like, to be honest, if you watched Doctor Who when I was a kid, you had a crush on Billie Piper.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, but yeah.
The episode, specifically Dalek, with like the supposedly last Dalek in existence, the outfit and the hair in that was an awakening for me as a young chap.
Yeah, she's 100% not my type, but I get it.
But do you know what? Do you know what? Like, at the time, I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I do see some pictures where I see. Oh, she was a singer too, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, not a bad looking lady, but like, you know, I've learned that like I have a type. Oh, yeah. in every like area of type of woman, there's like a specific type. I've learned, but they vary within. Does that make any sense?
I'll tell you where my type lies nowadays. Curves. There we go.
Well,
we can.
Yeah. Duh. Anyway, Madonna, my number 10, and because I thought about like, well, like, you know, would I consider that like a good album if I was just like talking to people about music? And I'm like, I don't know, it is a good album for what it is, but I would be lying if I said it wasn't one of my favorites of '84, because I just love listening to it, and it's just, it would be me. I'd be being a total poser if I was just like, nah, this is all going to be like metal and rock and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah, I'm a huge Madonna fan. So
I like Madonna too.
That one goes on the. And I mean, I even like old ass Madonna now, even after having, you know, some work done, which, you know, you can have your own opinions about that because it's their bodies, it's their faces. They can do what they want. But I'm all like, why fuck with perfection? Just let it get old because it looks good and old. So that's the thing that I've learned as an older man. Somehow, I really think that like my midlife crisis has been collecting vinyl. And it hasn't really hit me in any other respect because I'm not one of those people. I didn't get older and now I'm like attracted to younger women. No, I want women that look my age or older. And so like women from when I was younger that I was like, I'm just not into them. But now like I see them older now and I go, oh wait, hold up. I don't know what it is. So
I'll be honest as well. Like when I was, before I was in the, relationship I'm in now, whenever like an older woman, whenever I was out would make a passing remark, I was like, hey, let's not rule anything out.
Yeah.
So, there's something to be said for the MILF. Anyway.
Yep. The MILF, the cougar, all of those types. I guess the cougar wouldn't be anyone that would go after me unless they were like, 70. Because I'm not that young. I have to be a young man for the. Anyway, whatever.
You never know.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was my number 10. So far we've hit Judas Priest and Madonna. The same year. All this music came out in the same year, and I'm just like, man, so much great music. Like we've talked about it a whole lot. The mid 80s to the mid 90s is just jam packed with so much great shit from all over the place.
Yeah.
Anyway, so moving on to your number 9.
Okay, so my number 9 is Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry.
All right.
You have to do that for every single album I do now.
Oh, okay.
Go,
all right.
You will know Eddie is talking about his album. My old head goes, doo.
People in the podcast world are like, stop it.
So yeah, this is just great fun. It's Twisted Sister's most iconic album. It's the one with the songs everybody knows.
Yeah.
Stay Hungry, We're Not Gonna Take It, I Wanna Rock, The Price, and also it's got, Burn in Hell, SMF, and it's got, Don't Let Me Down, The Beast, and even Horror Terrier, The Beginning, A, Captain Howdy, B, Street Justice. It's been a while since I've done one of those.
Yeah.
It felt good to have a big one there to be able to go lots of times. But yeah, it's great. It's a great fun. It's a fun album.
Yeah, that's it's the only Twisted Sister album I own, and it's not on my list, but I do enjoy that album.
It's one of those as well that's like surprisingly heavy in places.
Sure.
Burn in Hell, followed by Horror Terrier, The Beginning, Captain Howdy, Street Justice. That's a surprisingly heavy string of music from a band that put out We're Not Gonna Take It, And also that I Wanna Rock, it's in GTA Vice City, but it's also it got a new lease on life so that everybody that grew up when I did simultaneously knows it as I'm a goofy goober, from the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where like whenever I hear that song, I get two feelings at the same time. It's like,
yeah,
I think of SpongeBob and I think of 80s Miami for Grand Theft Auto reasons.
Yeah.
But
the funny thing about music and music like that, because years ago people would talk about a song like We're Not Going to Take It and would be like, well, this is pop metal. And I just nowadays it's so interesting because I'm like, go back and listen to these quote unquote pop metal songs and then listen to how the guitars sound. Flash forward today to what is supposed to be quote unquote rock music and listen to how fucking weak sauce the guitars are. Mm-hmm. So, and that's supposed to be like rock music. And I'm just like, no, because that's why I'm like, don't come at me with, Twisted Sister, Quiet Riot, Poison, all that shit sucks. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's yeah. At the end of the day, all music is subjective, but
Sure.
we haven't been wrong yet.
Some people out there would beg to differ.
But yeah, it's a great fun 80s hard rock metal album, you know, and surprisingly heavy in places. And D. Snyder's just a fucking icon, isn't he?
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So, bada boom, bada bing. That's my number 9.
Sweet. My number 9 is Fistful of Metal
Nice.
from Anthrax with Neil Turbin on vocals.
thrashing metal.
The only Anthrax album with Neil Turbin on vocals and Dan Lilker on bass. And it's I love, man, this album, like I love every Anthrax album, but this one is like when I first heard this album, which was around 1990, because I had heard Save Euphoria and Persistence of Time, and I went back and I was at the record store and I bought this, and I was like, "What is this shit? What? I did not like it." And then later on, when I was a little older, I went back to listen to it. I'm all like, "Well, no, wait, this is great." Like I don't know. I mean, I guess because I was expecting, more straightforward thrash and of course Joey Belladonna, and you don't get either of those here. But Neil Turbin's a great vocalist. I always thought that he sounded kind of like a combination of Paul Stanley and Paul Di'Anno, like somewhere like somehow a combination of those guys.
All the Paul.
Yeah, all the Paul in one place. But literally like Death Rider, Metal Thrashing Mad, and you got I'm 18, which is an okay cover. Panic, Subjugator, Soldiers of Metal, Death from Above, Anthrax. I mean, it's just like it's got the album cover that everyone is like, what the hell is happening? And I'm like, well, I can tell you what's happening because I understand. I looked at it long enough that I know exactly what's happening on the album cover.
It's an uppercut that went through his.
He's there. He's being grabbed like this from above.
Yeah.
And then the hand is coming through like that.
Yeah.
So literally, he's being grabbed from behind. So it makes sense.
Pushes through the front.
Yeah. He's being punched through the back of the head, out of the mouth, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But so it does make sense if you look at it, like, yeah, that would make sense. But it's still a fucking ridiculous album cover, and I've always loved, like, look, there's a little tongue right there. Anyway.
Now, if we can find a way to take the best of both worlds and have that happen in real life, so that we can have a vulgar display of power style photo shot, but a real dude.
Somebody would have to donate your body to science, aka metalheads, when you die, and then we're gonna try to punch through the back of your head.
It needs to be a fresh corpse, though.
Oh yeah, like right away. Right away.
As soon as you're dead, we have it, and we punch through the back of the head.
Yeah. But anyway, this is it's a really fun album. And honestly, like I thought I would put it up higher on my list because I enjoy it so much. But then, of course, once you start putting the list together, you're like, oh my God, there's so much great shit in '84. But they're one of my favorite bands of all time, and this is the beginning of it all. And you do hear a little bit of where they're going to go once Joey's in the band. But I mean, like, I really like. That's one of the things about Anthrax that I really like is that however you feel about the different singers coming and going in that band, how it all played out has made me a bigger fan because I enjoy Neil Turbin on this first album. I enjoy John Bush on the 4 albums he's on, and I enjoy that Joey is now back. It's just how it worked out. It works for me. May not work for everybody. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but but I like it, and I like that first album. So that's my number 9.
Cool. My number 8 is going to be pretty quick because it's a pretty quick release. So my number 8 is Haunting the Chapel by Slayer.
All right. Yeah.
It's an EP, and
when did their first album come out?
the first album came out 83, and this is
Haunting the Chapel came out 84. Okay.
yeah. So it's I think Hell Awaits is 85, and I think this is 84 was Haunting the Chapel.
Yeah.
And simply put, mic drop of a song, Chemical Warfare.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That is a perfect Slayer song to me.
Yeah.
It's got the fast bits, it's got the groovy mosh bit, it's fucking dark and heavy and morbid and sick and awesome. And of all of the songs that appear in Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, I played this song the most, next to Indians by Anthrax. Like that's a metal heavy Guitar Hero game. It's a shame it's the last one, to be honest, because Guitar Hero burned bright for a very short period and then just went away again.
You know what? I think that I really feel like certain things are going to start coming back, because that's what you're seeing all over the place, is that these things from people's past are just being brought back in some sort of new form, and everybody now is just here for it, because there's so much stuff from earlier in time. For at this point, it's a lot of 80s and 90s, but early 2000s stuff as well. But I just feel like people are welcoming it back, because it's just like there's not a lot of good shit anymore. So if you want to do a new version of Guitar Hero, but they would have to do it the right way, because it can't just be all newer guitar based bands, because like I said, it's going to be weak sauce if they do that.
I tell you what, I have noticed there's been a huge surge in, nostalgia on the likes of TikTok and other things like that. And all of these like 2000s and into the early 2010s gaming and music things from my generation growing up are all now being dubbed, and I feel kind of cool for this. It's all being dubbed older brother core, to where I feel that I and a lot of guys I know all grew up with that aesthetic now, to where we're all like, man, shit, it's happened, hasn't it? We've come full circle. Now these kids are, they want us to show them the way.
Yeah.
And which is pretty cool, because I remember I was talking to my cousin, and she's only little, and I was talking about something like Guitar Hero. She said, "What's Guitar Hero?" I'm like, "It's like the coolest game ever." Check this out. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So Haunting the Chapel was your number 7?
Yeah, I kind of went on a Guitar Hero tangent there. Sorry. Captor of Sin, Haunting the Chapel are also great songs, but Chemical Warfare alone is a thrash classic, and it's one that I feel like doesn't get brought up enough, because it's not an album track. Yeah. But the reissue also features the original version of Aggressive Perfector, which has a couple of versions out there. And that's another song that's, not an album track per se, but is a good one. Yeah. So yeah, a little Slayer love in the chat.
Nice. Cool. Well, so going from you including an EP to me, I called it, as they say, called an audible or whatever. I don't know. I basically, because it's our show and we do what we want, I cheated a little bit, and I included 2 albums on my number 7.
Okay.
Because
fair play.
I couldn't figure out which Black Flag album, because I love My War and I love Slip It In, and I don't want to leave either one of them behind. But they came out the same year and same lineup. And is it the same lineup? No, I don't think it's the same lineup. No, I think it's different. Yeah, different bass. Dale Nixon, which is not actually a person as far as I remember. And is Kira on Slip It In? I don't remember. Anyway,
I am
great job
pissed-
doing your homework, old head.
I am
Great job
pissed-
doing your homework, old head.
I'm pissed off at myself that I left either of those off, so I'm going to call that my honorary number 11.
Okay, cool. So yeah, My War and Slip It In are my two favorite Black Flag albums. They just happened to come out back to back. Not to mention they released another album also in 1984. But that one's, I like it. That one's not a go-to for me. But these two, when we did the Black Flag ranking, I made it very clear that I'm a Rollins fan. I'm a Rollins Black Flag fan, and I'm also a Black Flag fan of Black Flag when Bill Stevenson was on drums because I love Bill Stevenson, and so yeah, both these albums are just I love. As I say very often, I love it when a band just subverts expectation, especially when you're in a genre where people are like, you can't do this and you can't do that, you got to do this, and bands are like, fuck you, which is like literally most of what Black Flag did was them putting out an album, and they should all have just been titled "Fuck You Part 1," "Fuck You Part 2." And
I've been on a Henry Rollins binge lately too, so I fucking love his attitude and his
he's
energy.
a hero of mine.
Yeah.
I love how even now, like Greg Ginn is still like, fuck you, I'm going to put a bunch of children in the band and now it's going to be Black Flag, but it's only kids and me. Have you seen that? The lineup of Black Flag now? It's like literally 3 teenagers who look young, and I saw footage of the live performance, and it's his band. He can do whatever he wants, but it's literally like it seems like a cover band, like like a School of Rock band is what it comes off as.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and the girl's the singer now, but just like seeing this band of these very young people with this old guy, and they're singing like Six Pack or whatever, just like, all right, guys. But once again, you could chalk that up to Black Flag doing another like fuck you thing. Who the fuck cares? We're gonna put out an album with the worst album cover in history and call it What the. Anyway, so that's why I love these Black Flag albums, because there's absolute classics on it. There's songs where I think for some people you listen to them and you're like, what is this just fucking noise? Like what is this? Or why does this sound like it's gonna fall apart at any time? I'm like, it was gonna fall apart at any time. But not to mention My War Side B is responsible for inspiring some of the best music to come.
Yeah.
So I had to include both these Black Flag albums because I love them both very dearly, and I didn't want to I don't know. There's so many albums to talk about from '84 that I'm just like, I need to just put these two albums together and not take up another spot. So my joint 7 and 7.5. Is it 8? Are we on 8? No, not 10, 9, 8.
We're on. You're 8.
8 and 8.5 are
Cool.
Black Flag, Slipping In My War. So,
Nice.
Moving on to your number 7. I usually have a thing in front of me that has numbers, so I apologize if I just start seeing random numbers and I don't even know where we are, but
43.
Yeah.
82.
Number 43 out of 10 is
172. Cool. So my number 7.
9.
He did it. He said the thing. Okay, my number 7 is Rat Out of the Cellar.
Nice.
It's a hair metal classic, baby. This song has bangers galore. It's Round and Round, Wanted Man, Back for More, Lack of Communication. I love Lack of Communication. That may be my favorite song on the album. That lack of communication, lack of. Another one I think is underrated is I'm Insane. That always felt like I always loved that song, and it's this like weird middle ground between like the speed metal stuff and the glam stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a few songs like that from this era that I'm like, it's like everything's in a really embryonic state. Nothing has quite split off into a faction yet.
Yeah.
You know?
But also, like, out of all the bands, like, Rat had the riffs. Like, the riffs. Like, yeah. The guitar combo of classic Rat, those two dudes, fucking just
Warren DeMartini and Robin Crosby.
Robin Crosby. They both fucking ruled. I mean, Warren DeMartini is still with us, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. He's with us, fortunately. Never mind. You know what I meant.
Robin Crosby.
Robin Crosby passed away of AIDS. He was in one of the people we lost to that, unfortunately. Yeah. But great, they're fucking amazing. All of them, great musicians.
Yeah. It's such a shame when people like that go, because it's like, man.
I also very recently I saw footage of Warren DeMartini playing with Stephen Pearcy.
Nice.
And I don't know if it was a Rat show or just a Stephen, because Stephen Pearcy does his solo shows too. Yeah. But I'm all like, the amount of time that these guys like go in and out of each other's lives, like, hey, we're back, everybody. Yeah. No, fuck you. It's like literally, like you could turn around, go get a drink, and by the time you're back, the band's broken up again.
I was going to say, because I always knew that around like 2015, 16, there was the whole, you've got Rat, but you also have Bobby Blotzer's Rat Experience.
Yes.
Which, you know, obviously isn't Rat, but Bobby Blotzer is playing drums in it.
Yeah, the number of those bands, because for a little while you also had, unfortunately he passed away, but you had Steve Riley's LA Guns. You've got Steven Adler, who doesn't go by Guns N' Roses. I think he's still doing Adler's Appetite. But it's just funny, these drummers who have been cast aside, who just do their own versions of the bands. But
I'm gonna find a little punny joke and then just roll with that. I don't know, because it says here on Rat's wiki that the band broke up again in 2022.
But literally within the past year, I've seen footage of Warren on stage with Steven. So at least maybe they're doing shit. I don't know. All I know is that when we did that ranking, that last Rat album was actually pretty good. So I'm like, just, you know, you guys are all old now. Just get over yourselves and get together in a room and bang it out.
Get in a room and bang.
Just bang each other and get it over
50 years
with.
Of sexual tension.
That's what it is. That's why they don't get along. They all want to fuck each other and they don't know what to do with that. Well, you just do it. Okay.
Just a real quick thing as well. So I heard it explained somewhere on some glam metal forum somewhere that if you were to talk about what is stylistically, sonically, just everything, image-wise, Rat kind of are the perfect archetype hair metal band with the exact sugar to dirt ratio you would expect. And I distinctly remember sugar to dirt ratio, where it's like you've got enough glitz and glamour, but there's a sleaze running through all of it.
Yeah.
And they never did a power ballad, as far as I know.
Not really. They had,
apart from Giving Yourself Away, which was on Detonator.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was stuff going on next door.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty loud, so I don't know if that would have picked it up. Anyway, ultimately, you know, real quick as well. Sorry, I know I keep switching. Well, I'm on ADHD mode today.
Yeah.
Guess what? I found a record of a vinyl.
What did you find?
OG Rat EP.
Oh, nice.
Just out in the wild. I saw it. And I was like, well, I'm having that. I have never seen that before, just out and about.
Yeah. That one of my least favorite album covers ever, because it's so just like, do a pair of
rats on a
pair of
legs.
woman's legs, but we're called rat. We'll throw some mice on it, but we're called rat. Doesn't matter. Put mice on them. We're not called mice. Doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure it was Tony. Is either Tony Katane or Katane, right? That's
Tony Katane, rest in peace.
Yeah, damn right. Rest in peace. Yeah, Tony Katane. She's on. Her legs are on that album cover. Out of the Cellar.
And then Oliver's on Out of the Cellar, and then somebody else is on.
Who's on Invasion of Your Privacy?
Don't remember.
That girl may well be someone's grandma now. That's wild.
Well, yeah. I mean, if she's not dead, Tawny Kitane's dead, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Did you ever see that horror movie Tawny Kitane was in called Witchboard from the 80s?
No, I didn't.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember that she was in a horror movie called Witchboard.
Oh, it's Marianne Gravatt.
Oh.
She is 65 years old. She's probably still fine as fuck, dude. Like, who's real quick while we're on this subject? Who was the girl from the Wild Thing Sam Kinison video? Who's she called?
Is that not Jessica Hahn or not Jessica? Is it Jessica Hahn? Well, who am I? What am I?
Jessica?
No. I don't know for sure.
Let me just look it up. I'm asking you as if I don't have Google open.
I'm not very Google Googler.
No, Jessica Hahn.
Hey, look at that.
66, probably also fine as fuck.
There were a lot of people in that Wild Thing video. You had Bon Jovi. John Bon Jovi was in it. Was Billy Idol in it too?
Yeah, he was in it. Joe Perry was in it, if I remember right. Jessica Hahn.
Sam. I'm not a really big Sam Kinison fan, but especially that song's fucking annoying. Like I'm all like, for some reason,
think you move me.
A thing from back then with some comedians. I just like, don't yell at. Why you gotta yell at me? Stop yelling. Everybody's yelling. You have that guy. You have like Gilbert Godfrey. You have Bobcat Goldthwait. Everyone's like all the fucking time. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, stop yelling.
Oh man, this is shaping up to be a fun episode. Tits and screaming.
Whatever. So yeah, Sam Kinison is no longer with us, but he died in like the 90s. He died in a car accident.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
But I'm pretty sure it was like he was driving or something.
Yeah, it was a car accident. Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Kinison. I always get the deaths mixed up of these guys. It's Sam Kinison, fucking John Candy.
John Candy had a heart attack.
Yeah, he also had a heart attack. What's his name? He's in both Wayne's World movies. What's he called?
Chris Farley?
Chris Farley, that's
also,
the guy.
He died of a drug overdose, but I think the drug overdose led to a cardiac issue.
Well, there's a common.
Actually, I think Chris Farley literally died from the same thing that John Belushi did. It was a speedball.
Let me look it up.
Rest in peace, guys. I love especially John Candy. I fucking love John Candy. There's this John Candy documentary coming out soon, and I will be watching that shit. I love John Candy.
Absolutely. Oh, it was a speedball.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
all right, womp womp, everybody. People don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Real quick, did you know that all of John Candy's dialogue in Home Alone was improvised?
I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild. Imagine being that naturally funny.
Dude, even his movies that aren't as good, he's always funny in the movies. So I'm just
Dude, I tell you what, when the temperatures drop, a movie that I always watch around like the colder times that always makes me feel really cozy is Uncle Buck.
I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
And Planes, Trains, Automobiles, he's in that. Mm-hmm. I went back and watched Spaceballs the other day as well. It's a great one.
doing a sequel to that movie.
How many? Hell yeah! How many John Candy movies or appearances are there? Oh man!
Well, John, he was in. So Summer Rental was an early movie of his. He was in Splash. Then he's in Vacation. He's the park guy at the very end of Vacation when they finally get to the park and it's closed. Park's closed. The moose out front should have told you.
He's in Cool Runnings.
Yep, Cool Runnings.
One of his last ones. Shit.
Yeah, he did. But the last one was that Wagons East, I think, movie, which isn't great. It isn't great, but he's good in it.
Actually, I believe the last Wagons East is the second to last. The movie Canadian Bacon. Was filmed in 1993 and released posthumously.
Oh, okay. Well, he died during the making of Wagons East, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a bummer. But yeah, he did a lot of fucking great movies. He was in the Blues Brothers.
He was. Yeah. Played the police chief, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orange Whip. Three orange whips. Anyway, I love hold on a second.
Hold up. Hey. Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, I got
Nice,
planes,
dude.
trains, and automobiles on the VHS. So I've this is literally something that we did another Summum Bonum, and I talked about this on that too. So those of you who watched that, you have to hear me talk about this again, unfortunately. But my new obsession is VHS collecting. But I was doing just music VHSs, but now I'm like doing like movies that I want on VHS.
Yeah.
And luckily, my wife is an enabler, and so she fully supports this to the point of, she put in her 2 cents on here. I want to get me some of these movies. I'm like, okay, cool. But then I was like, we should just like have a Blockbuster night. And she's like, you need to design an old head video logo. So I did that. She's buying a thing for me to put up a sign and do membership cards. And then the other day, we're just sitting at the dinner table. I'm like, it'd be really cool if when we have a Blockbuster night and we watch these movies, it'd be cool to watch them on like an old TV, but I don't have one. And she immediately got on Facebook Marketplace. And then that night we went and picked up an old TV. So I'm just like, so now it's like, my new obsession is doing the VHS. Cause these right here are all like music VHS. Back here is the beginning of my movie VHSs. And one of the one I've got is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Because I love this is my favorite John Candy movie.
And do you know what as well? This is a beautiful thing that I've seen happening. Is that streaming services have become so oversaturated and so greedy that people are rebelling by buying physical media again. And I've never felt more ahead of the curve with something than I have with this. I can remember when Netflix came along, and even I, hesitantly signed up for it back in like 2018 because it was an easy way to watch a bunch of stuff that I really liked. But around that time, a couple years later, it just became, hold on, all of the stuff I have this for is being taken from me. Oh, I'm at the mercy of some company that can just take things from me like that.
Sure.
And when it reappears somewhere else, there's episodes removed because something in the episode someone may find offensive for some fucking reason. Yeah. It's like, dude, preserve it in its original fucking state and sell it to me in a box set.
Yeah.
Don't fucking don't fucking edge me with this shit.
If you feel the need to put a disclaimer on it, then feel free to put a disclaimer.
Do that. Yeah. It's just like the idea. And the thing that really fucks me off is I've heard about people that made digital purchases.
Oh yeah.
And have had them revoked.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you're gonna, in a world where you don't own anything, piracy can't be theft, can it? Because nothing means fucking anything anymore, That's one of the things that really irks me about this modern era. And, this is one of my Eric Andre show, Hannibal, why are you booing me? I'm right. Moments.
Yeah, I agree, and it's why I've, ever since I started collecting vinyl, my attitude towards all of that stuff has just been, oh, that's just for, streaming. So, I have Apple Music, like you said, just like, you can go and preview things or listen to things in order to see if you want to buy them or whatever. And same thing with like, I have Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that, and I'll watch stuff on it. But if I really like something, then I'm going to buy it and I'm going to have a copy of it. But what I learned with the VHS is it's turned into the same kind of thing that I get with vinyl, where I like just holding it and looking at it and looking at the tape, and the presentation of it all is very nostalgic for me.
I love holding something. I love owning and holding something.
But I don't want to hold a DVD. Like I used to have DVDs, and I just I don't know. It doesn't give me the same joy.
They are flimsier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, as much as a VHS fan I am, I do love DVD bonus features. That's something I love.
Yeah, without Laserdisc and DVD, we wouldn't have like commentaries on movies, which I've enjoyed many a commentary in my life.
Yeah.
But also, there's something to be said about like a medium where like you have to take good care of this.
Yeah. Do you find, I've found this with several of my tapes, unfortunately. Have you found any white mold flecks on your tapes?
Not the ones I've gotten so far, no.
Okay, that's good, because I have several that are beginning to get that, and I'm umming and ahhing as to whether or not I invest in some sort of cleaning thing, or I've been as a precaution backing them up. And I have two VHS players right next to me, and a VHS to Mac or PC kit that allows me to archive things just in case it deteriorates too badly. Yeah. But I've got one labeled damaged tapes and one labeled clean tapes. Yeah. So anything that has any mold in it goes in the damaged tapes thing. Because if I'm being honest, this is the more beat up of the two VHS players anyway. Yeah. So if eventually it does become an incubator for some sort of mega virus and kills itself, I won't be too beat up. But I feel like I have been preparing for something that nobody saw coming, and this is the one thing I feel really smug about. Yeah. Because I remember being about 16, 17 years old and just like asking people, hey, do you have a VHS player you don't want anymore? I'll take it off your hands. And I amassed like 6 or 7 of the fuckers, and they're all here. Yeah. And I'm just using them to back up as much of my stuff as I can. Because I really do feel the tangible owning of something is being robbed from us. Sure. Very, very slowly, but very I think insidiously.
We do have to, you can blame the music and movie companies and TV companies as well, but part of the blame goes to not just younger generations, but a lot of people in general don't care.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that and that applies to. I'm going to come out and say I think it's a cross generation thing. I think there's a lot of older folk that I've heard that are like, tapes, DVDs, owning anything, and it's like, do you not see what's happening? Yeah. But we're being given a subscription service to exist. Yeah.
But I think those people are people that none of that stuff is important to them, which is fine. Because like not everybody is going to have the same experience and the same loves and the same obsessions. But I think if those people had a music or movie or whatever obsession, they'd feel differently about it. But I think a lot of people aren't like that. A lot of people, maybe they're just more evenly distributed among the things that they enjoy. And so they don't feel the need to like be stupid and spend a lot of money on shit that for some people doesn't even matter. The biggest takeaway, and if I had gone to my 20-year-old self in my 20s. And I had gone back to him and said, hey, we're buying VHSs of movies when you're 47 and we're really enjoying them. He would be like, are you a fucking idiot? You can't watch the movie the way it was intended because it's literally just a square. It cuts off the edges of the picture. Because I hated that when I was younger. I was like,
aspect ratios. Yeah.
I was so annoyed, and once they started doing like letterbox, I'm like, I only want to watch it if it's letterbox. I don't want to cut off the sides of the picture. It's not the way it was intended. Flash forward to now, and I actually kind of dig it. I'm like, I want the pan and scan version of every movie. Like, I just don't like widescreen. Nah, no, I don't want that anymore. Cut it into a fucking square for me. Thank you.
Yeah, life is so 24 hours now. Everybody's kind of yearning for a time where you were forced to slow down, if anything.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. There are things about modern convenience that I fucking love.
Yeah.
However,
Agreed.
when it enters the realms of like, here's a thing that you love, yoink.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. This comes back around to the whole Doctor Who thing. In the last week, it's been pulled from every streaming service it was on.
What? Why?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe someone's acquired the rights to it, and at least over here it is. But
man, I feel like things like that, like Doctor Who, Star Trek, even at this point, Star Wars related stuff. There should just be a streaming service that is just that and that related, because people would pay for it's just Doctor Who related shit all the fucking time on this streaming service, and that's what I paid for. Because honestly, that's how I am. Like, there's shows and movies that I watch, but if I was a really big fan of I don't know, like Star Trek's a good example, I would just be like, there's so many Star Trek shows. Can't you just put them all together? And instead of me having to pay all this money just so I can watch, Deep Space, not Deep Space Nine. What was the one called? Star Trek Voyager or some other, Deep Space Nine wasn't Star Trek, was it? That was a different sci-fi show.
No, Deep Space Nine is Star Trek.
Oh, it is Star Trek? Okay.
Yeah.
So like, it's like, I got to pay this amount a month just to watch this one show. Well, why don't you charge me, $10, $15 a month and I get every Star Trek show,
the entire franchise.
I think that's a way to because people would pay for it. Now the problem is, I don't think a lot of people would pay for it because it would just be fan centric. It was probably a shitty idea. Anyway, that was a big old fucking tangent. But yeah.
But you know what? Your heart's in the right place, and that's what matters. And I think that's been lost. I think that there's too much of a focus now. We'll get back to 1984 in a moment.
Yeah.
But I really do feel, and I'm going to put my hand up and say I'm not perfect. Everyone on Earth who has interacted with convenience to some level beyond physical media is guilty to some extent for us getting here.
Sure.
I myself, we all are.
Yeah.
However, there comes a time where bullshit starts to stink a little too much. Mm-hmm. And you got to turn around and go, hang on. No.
Yeah.
We're not doing that, So that's where I'm standing with a lot of things at the minute. I've lowered my Netflix subscription to have fucking ads, because it's like, at the end of the day, I lived with ads before. I'll live with them again. It's fine. Do you know what I'll do during that? I'll get up, piss, come back, and be fine with it. Yeah. I really, sometimes the way that I feel about things, I chalk it up to just being older, because like I like waiting a week for another episode of a show. Yeah,
I like it. I also like, somebody once responded to something I was doing and commented that, I don't like the newer, vinyl, how they split it up where it's just, a couple songs on each disc, because I don't want to have to get up and change sides every few songs. And I'm just like, Man, I love doing that. What are you talking about? Not only is the quality of the sound better when they do it that way, but I get to get up and handle the record more. Like, sign me up, man. I have that fucking Death Magnetic box set where it's literally one song on each side of the record. I'm like, nope, I'll get up and change it every song. Thanks.
Sweet.
Anyway,
I love that. And you know what? That is a prime example of that little slowdown.
yes.
It's just
I
you
love
and
that
the
you put it
record.
that way, the slowdown. Yeah, because you're right. Sometimes convenience is great for certain things, but when it comes to the things that I love, I want to savor it. I want to
Exactly. It's like a tasty meal. You don't just fucking
a
slam it down.
succulent Chinese meal.
What is the charge? Get your hands off my penis!
I see you know your judo well. Sorry, I love that guy.
But that's
Rest in peace.
great.
He's also dead. Everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Everyone has AIDS. 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 AIDS.
AIDS. Do you want to know the funniest thing? I've got a fun story about that song before we continue.
Sorry, I'm like the tangent just gets continued by one of us. It's never ending. Never ending tangent.
All right. So this is the last one before we get back to business.
You think?
So I can remember there was one time where my cousin had made this playlist of songs to help with moving from one house to another, and I offered to help because I heard it was going to be good fun. I'm gonna obviously they're family, so I'm gonna help them, but they'd made a playlist of the most offensive songs they possibly could.
Oh, nice.
So all day, it was stuff from South Park, Team America, just like anything that would make someone's grandpa go, "What the fuck are you listening to?"
Yeah.
We had the whole family, and just like everybody's bringing stuff into the new house. Meanwhile, the Bluetooth speaker is blaring 8. You know.
Yeah.
So it's good fun. Anyway, Rat out.
Oh,
of
you're
the
on Rat. Okay.
Rat Out of the Cellar is my number 7. It is a hair metal classic from a band that perfectly personifies the genre and era, frankly. So bada boom, bada bing.
My number 7. I believe this is a first. I don't know if it's a first for the show, or just maybe just a first for me for including something like this in my ranking. I've included a soundtrack, and you'll know by the cover of it what it is.
Us none more black.
It's the fucking Spinal Tap soundtrack, which I love. On the inside, you get all their album covers.
Yeah.
You got Shark Sandwich, aka Shit Sandwich. You've got intravenous Demilo. Brain Hammer. Anyway, but it's got like literally like the fucking track list. Like at first I was like, yeah, that can't go on my top 10. And then I just opened it and I was like, Hellhole, Tonight I'm Gonna Rock You, Heavy Duty, Rock and Roll Creation, America, Cups and Cakes, Big Bottom, Sex Farm, Stonehenge, Give Me Some Money, Listen to the Flower People. Like it's literally it's a greatest hits album at this point.
yeah.
And I love it. And I love that have you seen the trailer for Spinal Tap 2?
I haven't yet, no.
It looks great. And so I'm just so stoked that like that I think I've said this before on other shows, but I love the idea that so many people, and including, movie makers, are embracing the idea that we're okay if the characters are older. In fact, that can make for an interesting sequel or continuation. So it's like, Bill and Ted 3 or whatever, the Bill and Ted Face the Music. They're older, but it makes the movie interesting from that aspect. Now you've got another mockumentary about this old ass band. Now they're old. They're still trying to do shit. And it's just the idea alone, that alone, I'm like, oh no, it's Spinal Tap, only now they're like in their 60s. Sign me up. So, but this soundtrack, my favorite thing about this soundtrack is that if this movie came out today, they wouldn't have got. I don't think they would have gotten away with doing this album cover. They would have made them put the title on it or something, but they were allowed to just do a black album. There's nothing. There's literally nothing.
Yeah. It's a black square.
Yeah, and I love it. Well, I think it looks. I can't do an accent right now. I think it looks like death. Anyway, it's like, how more black could this be? The answer is none more black. And anyway, so that had to go on my list, and it's higher up than I expected it to be, just because, like, thinking about it, I'm like, no, I enjoy the hell out of that soundtrack. It is legitimately so much fun.
Where the demons dwell, where the banshees live, and they do live well. Stonehenge is great. It's fucking. I had a rock moment there.
Great movie, great soundtrack. So it had to go on this list because 84. That was like one of the funniest things to come out in 84 was Spinal Tap. So moving on, what are we at now? 6?
Yes, my number 6 is Animalized by Kiss.
My number 6 is also Animalized by Kiss.
Nice, look at that. Match up.
I brought it here. It's and the only album that's got, what's his name? Mark, is that his name?
Mark St. John.
Mark St. John, the only album with Mark St. John on guitar. Rest in peace. He's also, did he die? He died too, right?
He had a horrible death, man. It's fucked. Do you know what happened?
Oh, well, I know he had some sort of illness.
He went to jail for drug use and was beaten to death in jail.
That's this guy. Okay.
Yeah, he went to jail for drug use and then pissed someone off. He got roughed up real hard and then died as a result of his injuries later down the line. But what a fucking horrible fate to befall someone, man. I mean,
but I seem to remember reading that he left the band because he had some kind of illness.
He had arthritis in his hands that fucked up his playing, but I can remember.
Fucking hard-ass life for that guy.
I know. You want to know something, though? Like, I know we've tangented the fuck out of this. He's the guitar player in a David Hasselhoff music video.
Oh, he is?
He is. He is in, as far as I know. But just real quick, for Mark St. John... obviously a shitty fate.
Yeah.
And not a bad guitar player by any means, but
no.
The thing is with this album is that he's a great shredder.
Yeah.
Melody-wise, probably not the most memorable singable solos by any means. Like, a lot of these are just absolute technique for 16 bars, but at the end of the day, this is still a Kiss album, and the songs I've Had Enough, Into the Fire, Heaven's on Fire, Burn Bitch Burn is fun. I mean, this is a grower of an album for me, but Under the Gun is the closest they got to a full-on speed metal thing. Yeah. And I think that's fucking awesome. So, I mean,
yeah, I thoroughly enjoy this album. Even, like, that's how much I love Kiss, even 80s Kiss, is that this is lower on my list of Kiss albums that I love, but it's still, like, number 6 on my top 10 of 84 because it's so, like, like Kiss would be a thing for me, like, if they did a Kiss streaming service. Where like literally like you can watch and listen to anything Kiss related for $15 a month. I'm like, sign me the fuck up right now. But I'm also really like the album cover is so interesting because it's just like some animal print, a couple different animal prints, and it's called Animalized. It's like some album covers like look pleasing, but like it didn't take a whole lot of effort to throw that together.
So something I love about this album as well is this is the tour where Kiss came to Cornwall.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
They played the long since dead, unfortunately, venue Cornwall Coliseum, where several acts had, for those that don't know, I'm at like the very ass end of England. You know, I am at the very bottom of the country, so I'm not where any real hustle and bustle is going on. I'm not near Birmingham. I'm not near London.
That's why he doesn't. That's why he doesn't have that like a Hugh Grant type accent, because it's
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I was being honest, and, you know, I really talk my Cornish accent here for a minute, you know, if I tried and talk like this, he wouldn't understand a bloody word I said, would he?
Some people would probably have a really hard time with that.
Well, you know, I don't talk English, but it's very well you moan. That's a Hot Fuzz reference, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway.
I totally missed that, but yeah.
I always use that scene as an example. I mean, they're in Somerset, but it's not too far.
Yeah.
We're only separated by Devon, and Devon's like diet Cornwall, so you know. Pissed off a lot of people with that one. Anyway, simply put,
We lost all the Devon fans.
Yeah,
from that area.
Bloody Devon. But yeah, simply put, animalize rocks and jam first. So bada boom, bada bing.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. It's just it's Kiss. It's 80s Kiss. I really enjoy it. It's fun. I love how they embraced, you know, the 80s hard rock sound on a few of those albums. It's just, yeah, I love all Kiss. So that brings us to are we on number 5 finally?
We're on 5. We're
halfway through.
Halfway there. Wow! Oh, sorry. Got carried away there. I got carried away there. Take my hand. There we go. So we have my number 5.
Yep.
The 1984 self-titled album from Wasp.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, in recent times, you know, there have been things that Blackie Lawless and I may not agree on, but I cannot deny the influence that Wasp has had.
Very on brand for him, though.
Yeah, but you know, we're not talking about the political views of the guy. We're talking about the debut album from his band in the 80s, and frankly, it fucking slaps. You know, I love this album, and this band really was my turning point to get into the whole 80s metal thing, because really they've got enough of that heavy metal bite to appeal to someone who likes the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they've got the hooks and the guitar work and the melodies of the glam thing. So, I mean, when I look at this track list, I mean, originally it didn't have Animal Fuck Like a Beast on the album, but
It wasn't?
I believe it wasn't due to PMRC related shenanigans, but it was released as a single, but didn't appear on the album originally.
Interesting.
Or it may have been one of those things of it was on the original, it was affecting sales, so they put out another pressing. I don't know. But, you know, I Want to Be Somebody, Love Machine, Hellion, Sleeping in the Fire, Torture Never Stops, Tormentor. This is a really, really fun 80s metal album. It rides that perfect line of like hooks, heavy guitar playing, and kick-assery, you know, regardless of that cringeworthy Trump banner drop performance that really I was turned off.
Let's be fair. If partway through your show you drop a giant photo of any president, it's pretty cringy.
Yeah, unless they've got like a fucking, you know, X's over their eyes or some shit where you're subverting expectation. You know.
Okay, fine. Yes.
Yeah.
But anything, like I'll say full stop. If you're taking a moment in a especially Wasp, because Wasp are known for their political lyrics.
I was going to say that this is coming from the guy that said famously in an interview that I loved at the time was I got into rock and roll to get my dick sucked. It's bada boom, bada bing.
Well,
but nowadays,
like I said, on brand.
on brand. But
Anyway, yeah. I enjoyed things about that album, but like even before the recent years, I've never been a big Wasp fan. I think probably because I've always gotten douche chills from Blackie Lawless.
Douche chills. That's a new one. That's a new one.
That's people used to say that at some point, but it like he really like even just seeing old MTV footage, I'm always just like, oh, this guy it just seems like somebody that's gonna try to molest your daughter. I just maybe the sugar to dirt ratio was a little too far in the too much dirt. Yeah, too much dirt. But I understand they're an important band. They toured with Metallica around that time too.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if any band of that ilk had enough heavy street cred to be able to turn around and say, "Hey, we're going to tour with Metallica," Wasp would be the one.
Yeah,
because at least they're heavy. But we're entering into the realms of some high quality stuff, and to be honest, I would be shocked if at least 3 of the top 4 of these albums, if we don't match up, they at least appear.
Yeah,
because I know one for sure. I think we're gonna match with.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get to a lot of matching. Before we get there, my number 5, which I don't know, this may be on your list. I don't know. My number 5 is Grace Under Pressure.
It got nudged out very slightly.
Yeah. From Rush, which is the back cover of this album is fucking amazing.
That's
sorry for the podcast folks, but look up Grace Under Pressure back cover photo, and it's just so good.
That's a Miami Vice promo shot.
Yeah,
that's straight up.
But this is actually, if you're talking 80s Rush, and by 80s Rush, I'm meaning like post Moving Pictures, because Moving Pictures was kind of like a turning point for them. But post Moving Pictures 80s Rush, this is my favorite 80s Rush album. I love the sound of this album. I love the direction they went with a lot of the songs that they were doing, where there's still some, there's synth stuff going on it, but also I think that Alex Lifeson was getting more into like effects pedals on guitars and shit. They're just always expanding their sound. But this fucking thing, like Distant Early Warning, After Image, Red Sector A, it's just like, not only that, there's probably one of my favorite Rush deep cuts is a song called Kid Gloves on this. I absolutely love that song. But yeah, this album's so good, and I think this album is underrated. I don't think people talk about this album enough.
Not nearly enough, no. And that's a great record.
Yeah, it's a really, really good record. And I don't know. We did the Rush ranking, and I think this was probably in my top 5 probably of Rush albums, I think. And just because everything about it from the production down to the songs, down to the performances, like everything about it, it's always an enjoyable listen to me. And I wish more people talked about it. But my number 5, Grace Under Pressure.
You'll be pleased to know that my Rush listening has gone up in frequency as of late.
Yeah.
And I may be inclined to do some sort of Rush related episode in the near future.
Nice. Yeah. I'll talk about Rush anytime. I am I am one album away from completing my Rush vinyl collection.
Nice.
So, and it's
what are you left?
I'm missing Snakes and Arrows.
Right.
and because that one's hard to come by, and they haven't done a reissue recently.
Oh yeah.
Although I think they did a box set of the last 4 albums, and what's been happening with those is that you wait a year or two, and then all of a sudden there's standalone versions of it. So as soon as Snakes and Arrows is out there for me to get, I'm going to grab that, and then I will have all the Rush albums, including a whole bunch of cool 12-inch singles I have of Rush as well. But
Sweet.
because that's where my money goes. That and VHSs now apparently.
And you know what? Just a quick band meeting moment here of us. I'm thinking the Rush discography has so many like trilogy eras of albums.
Sure.
Rush, we could milk Rush for slashed and mashed episodes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we really could.
Like, because you got the first 3 albums, you got, their concept album era, you got their rock meets synth era, you've got their synth era, you've got the post that we're existing during grunge, but we're not doing it era.
Yeah.
And then you've got the later stuff as well. And I think we could get a fair few.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Fuck
could.
it. Should we just turn around one time and just go, fuck it, it's Rush Timber. It's all Rush for a month.
Some people would have a problem with that because I know there are people that genuinely do not like Rush, and they're not, they're entitled.
They're wrong.
Well, I was about to say they're entitled to their opinions because I get it. There's music I don't like, but I'll talk about Rush forever because I love it. But yeah. Anyway, moving number 4. Your number 4.
Cool. My number 4 contains a 4. It is Van Halen's 1984.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, it's 1984, darling.
Yeah.
Everyone's on cocaine.
The year's in the name.
Yeah. It's 1984 by Van Halen, man. Like,
yeah, you can literally just leave now. We don't have to say any more about that.
Jump, Panama, Top Jimmy, Drop Dead Legs, I'll Wait,
Hot for Teacher.
Hot for Teacher, Girl Gone Bad. Just all
House
of these.
of Pain.
House of Pain, dude. Mm-hmm. It's all great shit. I feel like I left a song out. What song did I leave out?
No, I think you got all of them. Because you just skipped over Hot for Teacher and went to I'll Wait.
Oh, okay, hold up. I wanna give this
1984, Jump, Panama, Top Jimmy, Drop Dead Legs, Hot for Teacher, I'll Wait, Girl Gone Bad, House of Pain. Right?
1984 instrumental intro.
Well, that's what I said at the beginning. 1984.
That's what I forgot though.
You forgot. Anyway.
Dude, I should just take that little sound, put it into a keyboard, get the MIDI file for that, and just have it play that back to me. That'd be so funny. Oh, dude, I want to do that right now. I know I can't, but I want to do it.
Yeah, we're doing a show right now.
Yeah, we are doing a show. Simply put, though, this album clocks in at 33 minutes and 22 seconds. Not a moment of it is wasted. It is.
It's that short. It's 33 minutes long.
It's 33 minutes 22 seconds.
They literally it feels like hours worth of music,
dude. Are you ready?
Yeah.
In 33 minutes and 22 seconds, you get 1984, Jump, Panama, Top Jimmy, Drop Dead Legs, Hot for Teacher, I'll Wait, Girl Gone Bad, House of Pain.
Yeah. 33 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, I have thoughts about this album, and you're going to hear them later.
There's a bunch of tracks recorded for this album that remain unreleased as well, or were renamed.
I don't know when. Yeah, I want them to start putting out more Van Halen stuff.
Yeah,
like live albums or they did like the B-sides collection for like the box set, which I got. But just I'm a fan. Just put some shit out there. I'll buy it.
If there was a time period that needed more Van Halen, I feel like it's this one.
Yeah, we definitely do.
We lost more than outside time during the pandemic. We lost Van Halen.
Yeah, we did. I try to get into Wolfie's stuff, Wolfgang Van Halen, his Mammoth band, and I like the band, but like something about it doesn't grasp me and make me want to go buy it. But every time I hear a Mammoth song, I go, that's pretty cool. But
something I thought was really cool that I didn't know until very recently is that Mammoth was the original name for Van Halen.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it was the original. It was Van Halen's original name.
Interesting. Well, that's even cooler that he did that.
Yeah.
Dude's super
full
fucking
circle.
talented, though. Super fucking talented. Jesus Christ. Like, he's like one of those guys that he can play his dad's stuff on guitar, but also he's a drummer and a bass player. He was the bass player of fucking Van Halen at the end there.
Yeah.
Like, and he can sing really well. Like, every fucking thing. Like, telling you, man. Anyway, okay. Are you done with 1984 right now?
I saw Mammoth real quick.
I saw them with Metallica.
I saw them at Download Festival. It was either 2022 or 23. I can't remember which year they played. Mammoth, EVH, or WVH. Download.
Which I think I heard that he's able to finally get rid of the WVH because I think they were from legal issues. He had to put that at the end of it, but now he can just go by Mammoth.
Nice.
So,
well, bada boom, bada bing. I've said bada boom, bada bing a lot recently.
Bada boom, bada bing. Well, this is definitely going to be a big bada boom, bada bing because we already talked about this album. My number 4
Bada bang,
is
bada bong.
Rat Out of the Cellar.
Nice.
Is my number 4, and this album fucking rules. This was the first album. This right here that I'm holding was the beginning of my new vinyl collection because I had sold everything. And then in 2016, I think it was, either 2015 or 2016, I just went to a record store and I found a used copy of the original pressing of Out of the Cellar. And I just remember I picked it up and I went, oh, I want this. And I was just like, I don't have a record player. Well, I guess I'm going to get a record player. And then there you go. Then the obsession began. Because just seeing this and just holding it in my hands, I'm like, I want this. I want this.
The rest is history.
Yeah, and then I became fucking obsessed. And how many years has that been now? We're going on almost 10 years of me of my new vinyl collection, and it's massive and never ending. Because every time I feel like I think I've gotten the things that I want to get, it's not true. It's never true. My wife laughs every time I say that. Like I say things like, I think the record buying might slow down a little bit because there's not as much as I want. She's like, that's very, very funny. But yeah, I love, this is a fucking banger of an album. We've talked about it already and I love it. And so my number 4 is Out of the Cellar from Rat. So therefore, like literally like my top 3 are all albums that you have talked about or will talk about. So
nice.
We have just matching up in different spots. So what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Iron Maiden's Power Slave.
Okay, yeah, this one just got nudged out, so I'm glad you're talking about it because the weird thing is I love this album, but this is what I'm talking about where my current enjoyment and things that I love, that album just falls right outside the 10. But we come back to these in 2-3 years, that may hop in to the middle of the top 10. So it's just like, that's why I'm just saying, like, man, this being a music fanatic is exhausting because everything's always evolving and shifting. And for right now, unfortunately, Power Slave ended up like that was the last one I nudged out. So that would be my number 11.
It's funny. I've given it a lot of thought over the years, and I knew something was linking up with like my favorite Iron Maiden albums compared to the status quo, quote unquote, favorite Iron Maiden albums. And I realized all of my favorite Iron Maiden albums have a yellow logo, and the ones that everybody else has as their top have like a red and white logo for the most part, apart from maybe an outlier here or there.
So-
but I've come to realize that somewhere in time, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, Power Slave, Live After Death, and Fear of the Dark, they all have like the common thing of being a yellow album for me. Iron Maiden, Killers, No Prayer for the Dying, Number of the Beast, and Peace of Mind, they're all classic, fantastic albums. But for some reason, it's this weird line I've recently noticed where it's like, I don't know, man, I just kind of like the yellow ones a little bit more.
Yeah, honestly, those are my favorites too. But I include No Prayer for the Dying in that group of my favorites because I think whatever. I literally don't get, like, I understand not liking that album as much, but shit talking that album, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that album's banger after banger. I know that's not 1984. That's 1990, right? But I fucking love that album. But I think Power Slave is my second favorite after Somewhere in Time. I think those are probably my top two. Especially Bruce Dickinson era is for sure. I don't know.
Well, either way, I still get chills when I hear Aces High. Yeah. I still feel hyped as fuck when I hear 2 Minutes to Midnight. 2 Minutes to Midnight is one of the earliest metal songs I ever truly loved because it had the benefit of being in not only my first Guitar Hero I ever owned, which was Guitar Hero 5, but also it's in the V-Rock radio station in Vice City, GTA Vice City. So for me, in my generation, that song was good enough to be in 2 games.
Yeah.
And I was just, I heard it all the time because I would listen to, I would always pick the metal stuff in Guitar Hero and listen to the rock station in Grand Theft Auto Vice City in this case. And it's just, the very first like 4 notes, I'm immediately like, right, well, this is the next 6 minutes for me. And that's the first 2 songs. You've got Lost for Words, big aura, Flash of the Blade, Duelists, Back in the Village, Power Slave, and Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. It's like, for the 80s, it's a surprisingly long album, but not a moment is wasted.
Yeah.
It is all, it's this lineup of Maiden really hitting their stride.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, what is it? You've got Number of the Beast is a classic, don't get me wrong, but you've got, you haven't got Nico McBrain yet, and Peace of Mind, they're still getting there. Power Slave is where the band becomes unfucking stoppable.
Yeah, I agree. I've always really thought that there's a step up in quality on all fronts on Power Slave.
Yeah.
And the album cover fucking rules.
Oh man, like, you want to talk about album covers of all time? That may be my it's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
it's definitely my favorite Maiden cover, album cover. I think my favorite. We did a really early episode. This is like in the first season, if you will, of Crankdom Ranked. We did an episode where we ranked our like top 5 favorite artworks from Iron Maiden, including the singles. Yeah. And my favorite was the Wasted Years single cover. Yeah. Just because it's so unapologetically retro futuristic. This is sci-fi in the 80s.
I don't even remember what I had as my number 1.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you put Power Slave because it's so badass. I mean, Eddie as a pharaoh, that's sick.
Yeah. They had so much great artwork for so much of their albums. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's that recent revelation I've had with Iron Maiden to where it's like, I don't know, there's this thing of, am I in the mood for Red Maiden or am I in the mood for Yellow Maiden? Like, and it's this weird thing of, I find like the Red Maiden albums are more meat and potatoes. When I say red, I mean the The logo. The logo is red. Whereas if the logo has yellow in it, yellow and or blue, it is a bit more of a progressive, adventurous thing.
Yeah.
Even Live After Death, but that's a live album. But the fact that Live After Death was recorded on the Power Slave tour is testament to what a fucking classic it is. And I think in our ranking, Power Slave was either 2 or 3 for me, with Seventh Son and
Somewhere in Time.
Somewhere in Time. Somewhere in Time was my favorite.
Yeah,
Still is.
It's a great album cover. All right. Well, speaking of great album covers and also a big what the fuck is happening in this album cover, my number 3 is Defenders of the Faith by Judas Priest. Once again, like 2-3 years ago, this probably wouldn't have been in this list. Now I'm a legit Judas Priest fan. And this is my favorite Judas Priest album. It hasn't changed since our ranking because I've gone back and listened to. I'm in the middle of going back and listening through them again because I just enjoy them so much. But this one, for some reason, for me, it's the right combination of, like you said, the metal, but then the 80s-ness of it all. Yeah. This is like the sweet spot, and I love every song on this album. Mm-hmm. And yeah. It just sounds good. It's enjoyable, but also it's got some heavy shit on it. And this album cover is so just like, it's like, Voltron kind of shit or whatever. But I still am just like, what is it? There's a mouth and some horns. Then there's like, it's like he's using an exercise machine that has knives coming out of it. And then there's a tank that could be attached to him or it's rolling up on him. I don't really know. And I don't care because it just looks fucking cool as shit. And,
I did an art project in secondary school, and I used the artist. Doug Johnson is the guy that did the artwork for Screaming for Vengeance, Defenders of the Faith, and Turbo. And I was so encapsulated by all 3 album covers that I decided, everybody had to pick an artist for something and make a painting in their style, and I went with this. Yeah, just those like weirdly straight geometric lines. Yeah,
there's always straight lines.
Yeah, it's
diagonal straight lines or some shit.
It's precise and psychedelic at the same time.
And then what's at the top here? Like these look like levers. But who goes up there to pull those? Like there's nobody up there manning this machine. Rob's back there.
Yeah, Rob's back there.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a great album. But I don't even know what my favorite. I think I love the song Jawbreaker so much, but yeah, everything on this album is fucking great. And like I said, it's at this point my favorite Judas Priest album. Who knows? That might change in a few years. I don't know. But for right now, this has been solidified as my favorite Judas Priest album. And so my number 3 is Defenders of the Faith. Which brings us to our top 2 albums of 1984. I'm trying to think of what you haven't talked about yet.
Okay, so I'm going to shine a little spotlight on an album that I think is underrated.
Is this your number 2?
This is my number 2.
Oh, shit.
And I think funnily enough, my top 2 are both dark blue albums.
Okay.
And my number 2 is Tooth and Nail by Dokken.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yep.
This album is like, again, it's that thing of what's cool about metal in 1984. Everybody's kind of got their fingers in many pies at once, you know? And there's an equal amount of speed metal and an equal amount of glam metal on this album.
Yeah.
Like, Tooth and Nail, Don't Close Your Eyes, Turn on the Action are speed metal songs. Tooth and Nail has one of George Lynch's most awesome solos. But then you got stuff like Just Got Lucky, Heartless Heart, When Heaven Comes Down, Into the Fire is a banger. Bullets to Spare. And then, you know, you've got the penultimate power ballad before the last speed metal song on the album is Alone Again. And that is a power ballad, man. That is an early example of nailing a power ballad. Mm-hmm. But I mean, holy shit! How well versed are you in the Dokken world?
Not very well. But I do enjoy Dokken. The one thing that like I've grown, my opinion has grown into this, that it's very weird to me that the band is called Dokken.
Yeah,
because Don Dokken is not that great of a singer to have a band named after him. George Lynch is a good enough guitar player for the band to be called Lynch.
Yeah.
But Don Dokken is like, he's good, but like, you know, you think of bands that are named after people, like, you know, first comes to mind Van Halen, because it's fucking Eddie Van Halen, but also you have, you know, a Van Halen on drums. But every time I hear Dokken, I'm all like, did they just choose the name Dokken because his last name is cool? Because I don't think he deserves the band to be called at his name. So
I think, this is one of the 80s metal bands that broke up before grunge came along.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think it's well documented that Dokken and Lynch were at odds with one another.
It's well documented. They should put out a documentary about the band, and it should be called The Documentary.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Man.
You're welcome. You can have that idea for free.
Man, I wish I had something good to follow that up with. Man. That was a seamless stream of comedy that was coming there.
Yeah. But either way, but I do like that band though, and but yeah, that is one that I'm looking forward to whenever we rank them, because it'll really give me a chance to actually figure out, like, well, do I really like this band? Like, how much do I like them?
Have you never heard this album start to finish?
I haven't heard any of their albums start to finish. I've heard songs from all of their albums.
Man,
all of their 80s albums. I think they did Dokken albums later. But
after this episode, I want you to listen to the song "Don't Close Your Eyes." That song fucking
Kicks?
rules.
I love that song.
That is, yes. It's a different "Don't Close Your Eyes."
All right, fine.
Similar genre, same genre.
It's not going to be better than Kicks. Don't Close Your Eyes. That song is fucking massive.
Don't close your eyes. Boom, boom. Don't close your eyes. That is a great song.
Speaking of a guy with a fucking major range and singing, man, that guy fucking rules.
Yeah.
And they had to. I feel bad because they had to call it quits just because, like, you know, they coming from their mouths, they're all just old now, and I think that the vocalist is just like, I can't do this shit anymore. I'm fucking old. I'm an old man. Been doing this for fucking 40 years, or they've been doing it since the fucking 70s, I believe. I think Kicks started in the late 70s.
Are they on our list?
Kicks? Yeah, of course they are.
Cool. Okay, that's good.
Anyway, sorry. But yeah, I'll listen to "Don't Close Your Eyes" by Dokken. But yeah, that's definitely a band that I need to. I'm waiting for, because I know they're on our list relatively soon. I don't know how relatively soon for us means, like maybe within the next 20 to 25 episodes. But anyway, yeah. Are you done with Dokken?
Yeah. Just real quick.
Sure.
Here's a cool thing. Here's a cool thing I have observed. Kicks did 2 separate 20-year runs. They did 76 to 96. Took a 7-year break, and then did 03 to 23.
Yeah.
And to tie this to something from earlier in the episode, Rat. Oh, it was close. They've done two separate runs, but not the same amount of time. That was a stretch, but hey ho, I'm handing it back to you to pick up the pace. And I thought that was more of a
I appreciate the effort
that it was.
My number 2, Van Halen, 1984. So if you're
you got to flip it. You got to flip it. No, you got to do that.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Hold on, do the twirl. Hey, there it is. Can't tell you how many hours I've spent doing that.
Yeah. So honestly, if I was to tell you about like the important albums in my life, this is number 1. Because this is the first album I chose myself. Told my mom I wanted it, and she went and bought it for me on cassette. It's the first one I remember specifically saying I want this album, and I became obsessed with it very quickly. And this was the beginning of rock and roll for me, because prior to this, rock and roll to me was just like whatever, like, you know, the Eagles or some shit that was just on the radio, you know? This was the beginning of me going on my path, my musical path to, like, without Van Halen, I don't end up into Metallica. I don't end up into Cannibal Corpse. I don't end up, you know, Napalm Death, all that other, whatever it is. It all stems from this album right here, from 6-year-old, old head, young head, kid head. But yeah, I think I listened to this album again last night, and I will go on record and say this is a perfect album, and arguably the best Van Halen album. I know that there are people that like live by the first album, but I think the first album is amazing and iconic, and I love every Van Halen album, so whatever. But the first album isn't, I wouldn't call the first album 10s across the board. This album is 10s across the board. Every song is a 10.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just absolutely perfect. Every time I listen to it, it's just one of those albums that each song that starts, I go, oh, it's time for this song now. Like it's literally just like giving me, here's you know, 7 or 8, however many songs. I think it's 9 songs total that's on this. Like, here's 9 different pieces of delicious chocolate, and like I'm not looking forward to any of them. I'm eating one and I'm all like, this is so great, but goddamn, that other piece of chocolate is right there. I get this right after this. And so that's how I feel about this. It is like indulgence and enjoyment and fucking great ass rock and roll shit. And some amazing, the thing that people don't talk about, because I think people pay too much attention to songs like Jump and Hot for Teacher, but you get into like Girl Gone Bad and House of Pain, some heavy fucking shit, along with the more fun 80s Van Halen type stuff. But yeah, anyway, easily the most important album of my life is Van Halen 1984. But it is not my favorite album of 1984 because I'm assuming we have a joint number 1 album of 1984. Am I right?
What else is it going to be, man?
Is it going to be this?
Fuck yeah, it's going to be Ride the Lightning by Metallica.
Ride the Lightning.
Hey, we got 2 matches on this episode.
Yeah. So, Ride the Lightning is easily my number 1 and your number 1. So let's talk about Ride the Lightning.
Yeah, this has gone on to be my ultimately, if I had to pick a Metallica album that is perfect start to finish, it's this one.
I agree. You know? And not only that, I've said it many times, it's my favorite album of all time.
Yeah.
Like, of any album, this is my favorite album.
Yeah. I would say like, you know, Metallica is my favorite band. Mm-hmm. My favorite album of all time also has a dark blue vibe, but that is Angel Dust by Faith No More. Yeah. But it is followed by Ride the Lightning. Yeah. Not because it matches the color scheme, not that
we really like blue.
Yeah. I've talked about colors a lot in this episode, but do you know what? This album, you know what? It's weird to say this. This album sounds like it looks. I've always had this. It sounds like it looks like that. You know.
Yeah.
It's got like a darkness to it that's both powerful, but also very, weighty and deep. And the tones of this album, the drum sound, the guitar tone. I mean, the guitar tone and the drum sound and the bass, the way the bass cuts on it, and the energy of the band as well. I mean, this is still Metallica proving themselves before they know they're hot shit.
Well, it's also like I've always said, it's one of those albums that happens where it's in the middle of the band feeling like they're doing great shit, and now they're actually getting confirmation from people that they're doing great shit. So it's like the confidence, the momentum, but still they're young dudes. They're young whippersnappers still just fucking shit up. And there's something about that when these young bands have all of that behind them. They're like, the world is their oyster. The path ahead of them looks fucking amazing, but it's still the beginning. That's why I think this album sounds as good as it does, and the songwriting is great because they're moving forward in their songwriting. They're progressing a little bit. I mean, from Kill 'Em All, it's a big progression to me.
It's one of the biggest jumps quality wise in music history. Yeah, it like you get the newfound maturity of the band and the ferociousness of the band having played all of that fast stuff within the first minute of the album. You get this beautifully orchestrated acoustic guitar piece immediately followed with the fastest, most violent song they've done to date. Yeah. And it's this bait and switch of, oh wait, they've gone soft. And it's like, whoa. I remember the first time I heard Fight Fire with Fire at 11 years old, and borderline having to physically pick up my dropped jaw because of how blown the fuck away I was. Not
only that, this album marks the first of numerous times that they are considered to be selling out. Album number 2, and douchebags are already like, you sold out.
You did Fade to Black.
Metal fans are fucking stupid.
So the worst thing about metal is us.
Literally. Like, because I've been a fucking dickhead at some point in my life, and so like I hear these people, I'm like, God, I really hope you get to that point in your life later where you look back and you go, oh, I was a dickhead. But
I can remember all the elitism left my body when I started being in like proper relationships, where I was like, there are bigger fish to fry than whether or not this is blackened crust and pirate fucking thrash punk death fuck. I don't care. You know.
I don't know where you were going. You blackened crust. Are we doing Cajun food now? What are we doing? Oh, we're doing music. Also, I will go on record, and I've said it many times, but I think at this point the line is drawn, and I do not welcome or allow negative talk about Escape. I do not allow it. I won't even allow
from the band.
Like if I get to the point where I'm doing well enough at the old head thing that I get to sit down with James Hetfield, I will tell him he is wrong and I don't respect his opinion about Escape. I'll be like, I love you with all my heart, dude. You're like, you're an icon. You're in my favorite band of all time, and this is my favorite album of all time. But Escape is a great song, and you need to get over yourself. But I've always thought that like it's in terms of an album flow, Escape is the song that needed to go right there.
Yes.
Like it, and I've always really loved Lars's like drum rolls in the verses. You know that he does those rolls during the verses. And I mean, and the chorus is like, you know, it's kind of whatever. The chorus is kind of simple or whatever, but that's what I feel like. I've always liked the juxtaposition between the verses and the chorus. How, you know, it does kind of open up. The chorus of the song kind of opens up, and
it's in a major key.
Yeah, and in a major key. But I just think that it's one of the reasons why this is my favorite album of all time. There are 8 reasons why this is my favorite album of all time, and that is one of the 8 reasons. So yeah, and yeah, this album's perfect. I would not change anything about it, including the production, performances, whatever. Album cover, it's one of my favorite album covers of all time. I mean, I guess it might be my favorite album cover of all time because I could still just kind of just stare at it. But it's not just the album cover; it's just the fucking Metallica logo.
Yeah,
like
I tell you a fun little bit of lore for me growing up. Looks badass. I can remember being very little and walking into this very room when my uncle lived in it at the time, and he had a huge Ride the Lightning poster just of the album cover.
Yeah.
And I remember standing as a kid looking up at it and just thinking, I have no idea what that is, but that looks cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just and when I saw the album cover, I had this like connection to it from when I was a little kid staring up at it, and it was a big poster. And when you're a kid, everything looks bigger because you're small.
Yeah,
I remember, and it was right over there behind where the drum kit is, and I remember looking up at it like, whoa,
yeah,
that's really blue.
Yeah. But also, it's just I've always loved, and I will continue to love album artwork. First, that's painted. I love painted album artwork, but where it's presented like this is the coolest fucking thing you're gonna hear. Like I like it when that all comes together on an album. Even on albums that like I don't think are amazing, sometimes the album cover is what draws me in. If you put out that kind of album cover where you're just like, get ready for this shit, guys. I'm just like, fuck yeah, whatever it is. Even if it doesn't, live up to the album cover, I don't care. I'm in because I appreciate being bold with this kind of loud, aggressive music. It's just like, just go with it, man. Don't give me a fucking photograph of a staircase on your fucking album cover, okay?
Do you know what, as well, I thought about it while you were saying that, is that, the amount of, and this is not me having a quote unquote boomer take, because
they'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I understand that not everything has to be the Painkiller album cover.
Yeah,
but do you know what, the trend that got old really quick is like modern progressive metal bands having a gray shape on their album cover. It's like,
we talked about that when we did Enter Shikari, not Enter Shikari. Who's the
Architects? Architects
was the last one we did.
Yeah. I'll be the first to admit that the artwork not particularly inspired. I like that band, but the aesthetics, I think for metalcore, you guys need to improve beyond. And I'm talking about all of metalcore. They need to understand that a gray circle ain't cutting it anymore. It's played out.
I don't know who needs to hear this. I do, because somebody just did it this year. We already have enough album covers of the fucking snake eating its tail in a circle, and that's the only fucking thing on the album cover. It's already been done a lot of times.
Snakes on the cover.
Snake eating its tail. The circle. It's a circle and there's a snake. There's so many album covers that look like that, and I'm just like, it's been done. And there's a band that literally, I think it was this year or the year before, that I saw their album cover and I went, I'm not listening to your album because of how fucking lazy you are. That is lazy. Well, I got an idea, guys. Snake eating its tail. Nobody's ever done that in the history of metal.
Whoa. Yeah, like the Snake game used to have on like a Nokia phone, and when it eat its tail, it'd fucking die, dude.
The snake game.
Yep.
I hadn't thought about that in a long time. That was a memory unlocked.
But what if when it eats its tail, you don't get the game over screen? It's like a snail that's swallowing itself.
It just forms a perfect circle, and we put it on our album cover, and it's supposed to symbolize how there's cycles and whatever in life and deep shit. Anyway.
Snake eats its own tail album cover. I'm gonna look that up. Like that's never been done before.
But album cover wise these days, with people like me, I appreciate when I can tell that you put thought into what's going to look good on a big ass record.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. I mean, I realize not everybody cares, and you're welcome to not care. But
no, it's all grey shapes now. And you have to be called something plural related to maths.
Yeah.
Intervals, integers.
If you want to catch my attention, you have to put a lot of work into your album cover.
Compasses.
Unless you're Phil Collins, and then you can just do a picture of your face, and that's the album cover. And you know what? I'm gonna buy it because it's Phil Collins.
I am going to buy this because it's Phil.
Yeah. That was to the beat of In the Air Tonight. You just heard
it. That's what I was driving for. Yeah. I'm glad that came across.
Anyway,
it was a risk. I took it and it paid off.
Ride the Lightning is our joint number one of 1984, and
yes,
I don't think people that like listen to us a lot. I think there was zero surprise there. We should just title the episode "Ride the Lightning and Other Albums That We Love from 1984."
or even better, lean into my Britishness and just go, "Let's ride the lightning in it."
Oh, yeah. Maths is well hard, isn't it?
Yeah, in it. Maths is well hard, isn't it? Fucking hell, mate. Maths is well hard.
I like to eat baked beans cold from the tin. So do I.
I know exactly what that's from.
I love that clip.
Yeah, it's great.
I like to eat baked beans cold from the tin.
So do I.
You know what? That's not honestly. Now I'm thinking about it. Baked beans are so delicious. Yes. If you just opened a cold tin of baked beans, I'd stick a spoon in it. Yeah.
You know, there's a part of me that texturally, if I'm not expecting it, I don't know, man. Something about that sends a shiver up my back. I'd give it a go.
The cold beans?
The cold beans. Oh. Right now it's sending a game show wrong up my back.
All right. Make sure you warm up the beans for Eddie Sparxx. Okay.
Well, for me, yes, but if I taste it and I like it, I'm open to change.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try anything once.
Yeah.
But simply put, yeah, we did it.
Oh shit. Yeah. We can do it. We did it. This is technically a ranking.
Yeah.
Honestly, we should just play that at every episode because we did something.
Yeah.
Every episode.
We have accomplished a thing.
If we were still in a world where like I wanted to use like a ringtone on my phone, that would be my fucking ringtone.
Oh man!
Whenever like I got a call, but I don't even have my ringer on because I'm like that's fucking obnoxious.
That is a dead art, isn't it? Having a ringtone.
Well, yeah. I feel like everybody really that has a ringtone anymore. Now, it's all the same. It's all the same ring,
Yeah.
Even though there's like 50 different rings on your iPhone I'm sure the Nokias have a lot of Nokia. What are they? What's the other kind of phone called? Samsung or what? Not non-Apple stuff.
It would be Samsung, Nokia, or Apple, right?
Yeah.
iPhone.
Anyway, Android. That's what I'm thinking of. Android phones. I'm sure there's a lot of rings there too, but people don't use them as much anymore. But yeah, I just let my phone vibrates, and I have my watch vibrates on my wrist, and I go, yeah, okay. which I absolutely love. You want to know? Just before we go, I'm going to give you this nice little nugget of insight into my brain. One of the coolest things to ever happen to me is to get a washer and dryer that has an app that alerts me when the fucking laundry is done.
Dude,
Because I do the laundry, and I hate doing laundry. But finally, I'm at a point in my life where like I don't mind it because I don't forget about it. And literally, like what the washer stops, and I get a little thing that says washer complete. Oh fuck! And I go switch it. Same thing with the dryer, and I'm like, that's technology right there. I'm just like, that's what it's for me.
Yeah,
it's like make things in my life easier, and that is like. That's an example of it right there. I love it.
Improve my life. Don't run the show.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's one of those things like I'm glad that I live when I live now because I don't want to have to go out to the stream to do my laundry. I want to be inside in the air conditioning, and I want my washer and dryer to ping me when it's done. And those are the things that make me happy. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Ranked.
There's been Tangent City up in here.
It has been. I hope you've enjoyed it. Some people really love the tangent, so you're welcome.
This is a tangent-heavy get-together, big old bash.
Yeah. And next time, we got a big... is it finally Queen time? Is it Queen time now?
I believe so. I mean, I've burned through the first 5 albums at least this week, so yeah.
So Queen is going to be a 2-parter. But it's not going to be different eras of Queen, because I know somebody suggested that we could do 70s Queen and 80s Queen. But it's going to be split into like, because how many albums was it?
15.
15. So yeah, so it's going to be 7 and 6. Is that the right number? 7 and 8. 8 and 7. 7 and 8, whatever.
Yeah.
Maths is well hard, isn't it?
Fun fact before we wrap things up, just on the Queen front, I have a friend who's met Brian May twice.
Oh.
And he remembered his name.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I once knew a guy named Brian. That's it. That's all I got. All right. Yeah, next time you see us, we're going to be talking about Queen. And I'm actually really looking forward to it because there's a lot to talk about with Queen.
Sweet.
Amazing, legendary band. But not only that, their music has a lot to get into.
And the cool thing is for me is that for the past 5 years or so since we've been doing the podcast, I was really burnt out on Queen because for a while I'd heard their songs so many times, all the hits.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Especially
around the time that movie came out, everywhere.
Yeah. And I'd kind of undergone this like Queen oversaturation, but since I've not been exposed to the overuse of Queen's music in advertisement for the last 2 years, because I have my own place now, because in the UK you need to buy a TV license to have access to live television, to fund the BBC. I've only been watching streaming or physical media stuff. And then very recently, I listened to Queen albums in full. And I have this newfound love for not only Queen, but just British rock in general, to the point where I'm like, oh, thank God the curse is lifted. I can just fucking enjoy things again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good, because we got a lot of British rock bands we can talk about that we haven't talked about yet.
Absolutely. And also, do we want to talk about maybe a US UK band that are currently having a talk on this show right now?
Are we talking about our project?
Yeah. We got some bangers in the works.
So this is for the peanut butter platypuses, aluminium squirrels, Belvedere ball sitters, and Christmas dogs. We've talked about it before that Eddie and I are doing music.
I'm gonna drop the name of the band.
Oh shit! Get ready, everybody. Hold on.
It's official. Grave Circuit. That's the name of our project.
Grave Circuit.
Don't
Don't ask us what it means, because you're going to get a different answer every time. We're going to be one of those bands.
It just sounded cool. but we've got 8 songs in the works currently, and as far as I can tell, they all fucking slap. So. We're excited
when we're so we have music coming out, and I think I'll throw up the little logo when we talk about it right there too, so people can see it. I think when we get to the point that they're done and we're ready to put them out for the world, we should just do an episode that's just devoted to us talking about it. And then maybe at the end of the episode we just play it. I'll just include it at the end of the video. Or we can include songs as we talk about them, because why not? It's our fucking show.
A track by track breakdown.
We should do that. So stay tuned. More to come on Grave Circuit, which is our what do you? Yeah, I guess it is a project.
So it's our band. Yeah,
it's a band, but
Yeah.
I don't like using that term, because I hate it when I see new band and I see a picture of it and it's just 2 dudes. I'm like, it's not a band, it's just 2 dudes.
Okay, it's
not everybody's the White Stripes. Okay,
so it's a cult that we're inviting you into.
It's definitely a cult.
Yes.
Anyway, all right. So
join the cult of the Grave Circuit.
So that's coming soon for you, but coming even more sooner is Queen. So we'll see you guys next time for the part 1 of Queen ranking. And as usual, let's get the fuck out of here, and let's throw it over to Mr. Eddie Sparxx to take us out.
Later, dude.